start on our mats. For some whatever reason, I am being extra and wearing my bottle weights. I'll probably take them off, but if you have them, you can always put them on, but they're not needed. So let's start with just hip width and parallel, soft knees, and a couple of big breaths. So we'll bend the knees, inhale to reach the arms down and up overhead. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Then exhale, press down, nod the chin, just fold like a rag doll. Soften the knees. And inhale, grow tall, arms come back to the sky, chest lifts up, head lifts up. Exhale, press down, round down. One more, inhale, tuck the tail, squeeze the butt, and roll up. Lift the arms, lift the gaze. And then just the arms will come down. Well, we're going to start with our legs all the way together in parallel. Roll a little weight towards the back of your heels so you can externally rotate. So we use our thigh bones to turn out rather than just the feet. So thighs turn out, we're in our Pilates V. We'll start with the hands on the hips. Soften the shoulders down. And we're just going to lift up into a little releve. Heels are together. So if your toes are too wide, you might need to narrow them so the heels can stay glued. And back. And as you lift, I want you to feel like there's a string on the crown of your head that's pulling you up. And even on the way down, your string is still pulling you up. So we resist gravity on the down. And just using this kind of slow time to check in. So start from the ground up. Are all 10 toes pressing evenly? Or are you rolling in or rolling out? Can you anchor the heels together a little bit more? Inner thighs are wrapping in because they're spiraling forward. We have a little tuck under of our tail, so we're not sticking the bum out. And then our ribs are drawing in. And of course, belly is always scooping up, like you're trying to pull it underneath your rib cage. Chest is open and proud. And the back of the neck is long. And I didn't say this in the beginning, but try to, if you can, your camera is up or video screen is positioned somewhere where you don't have to be craning your neck the whole time to see me. But also just try and listen. And the more you can kind of just get your listening ears on, the less you're going to be having to turn, and we don't want any neck straight. We're going to lift the heels and keep them lifted. So we're still going up with the crown of the head, but we're going to start to plie down. You go to the range that works for you. And right back up. You are lifting up to go down and up even more to go up. Your knees are tracking kind of towards your pinky edge of your foot. And as you lift up, inner thighs come up, pelvic floor and low belly. Like you're wearing suspenders from your kneecaps all the way up. 4, 3, each time like your legs are zippering up together. 2, we're going to stay down on 1. Go to your lowest point where it feels right for you. And just slow little knees back, back. Kind of targeting right around where your side of your booty is and where your hamstring and glutes come together for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zipper the legs, lower the heels. Now we're going to bring the feet all the way together. So we're kind of mimicking our footwork on our reformer. Let's genie the arms. And they're not just kind of chilling, right? One is pushing up and the other is pushing down. So there should be a lot of tension there. Heels will stay down. We're coming down into a squat, whatever your range is. But it's your booty going back so the knees don't go forward. We want this rather than this. Inhale to lower and then push the floor away. Even as you're coming down, you're still going up. And then generally we sort of go into this arch as we lower down, so find a little tuck of the tail as you go down to keep your back flat. 2 more at this pace and we'll just pick it up. And at the bottom, just like if we were on the reformer, go all the way out, fully straighten the legs. Get one more slow. All the way straight. And then just a little bit quicker. Down and up. Even though the pace has changed, the intention of the movement hasn't. So we're still resisting gravity and trying to find our up on the down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down. Now we're going to take a really wide stance. So second position, but super wide. Feet have a turnout that matches the knees. So make sure it's not just the feet or just the knees. Arms open. They're slightly in front of the shoulders. We're going to come down. Again, your range. And right back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale to press the floor away. So we're using our inhale to lower because the inhale is for length, right? So we're lengthening up to go down, and then exhale, push the floor away. Inhale down, push the floor away. Let's bring the arms up. Press them down. And like you're moving through thick, wet mud, right? 3 more slow. Full extension at the back of the knees, the front of the hips. 2, 1, just a little bit quicker. We're down, we're up. Inhale, exhale, 4, 3, 2, stay low on our next one. Again, if we are here, because we'll be here for a little bit, if it doesn't feel right on the knees, come up higher or have them straight. Otherwise, we're staying low. Reach the arms out. We're gonna find a little side bend to the right. And exhale, center. Up and over, left. And center, whatever side you're going, works. Try to reach each arm away from one another. And just opening up the side body. Keeping your tail tucked under, so no arching of the back. And then just a little bit quicker for 4, 3, starting to wake up the obliques. 2, 1 more per side. We'll stay out here. Bring the fingertips together like you've just finished the end of your hug a tree. We're going to rotate our ribs to one side. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, and lie with the arms. We're going to make it better. Bring them so that you're kind of cupping your rib cage right at the very base. And that gives you a little more tactile feedback of what your ribs are doing. So it's not just the face or the arms, but it's the rib basket just spiraling along your spine. Forgot to turn my timer on. Do that a few more times, keeping your pelvis and hips really still. So hips don't move as the ribs move. 2 more per side. 1 more on each side. And center, arms come out. Just little pulses down to finish here. Soften the shoulders and draw the ribs and the hips a little closer together. So you're in a little bit of a flexion for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last bit here, just the heels. Peel them up, press them down. If this is not knee friendly, you got straight legs coming up and down. 5. Again, evenly between all 5 toes of each foot so we don't pronate or supinate. Rolling out. 3, 2. We're going to finish with the heels high. Just slow little pulses down. But more about the pushing away of the floor. Push it away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, stand it up. Walk the feet together, give them a little shimmy. And then we'll grab our weights and we're going to sit down. Turn a bit. So we'll start with your feet flat, knees are bent. You can always bring the heels to dig down if you don't feel like you can really ground down there. And just start with the elbows by your sides, palms face up. We're sitting up tall. We'll curl the tail under and roll back just about halfway at the most. Big inhale, exhale, round right back up. And the whole time too, you can always ditch these if you are not feeling them at any point. Just starting to get a little movement in the low back. Leave your abs behind you as you round up and over them, each time finding your tallest spine at the top. Tuck, roll it back. Your low back stays behind you. Feel like you're trying to dive underneath the low ceiling and back up. 3 more like that. Tail leads the way. Abs stay behind you. Round over your abs and back up. 2 more. Squeeze your bottom. That'll help keep it out of the hip flexors. This next one, when we go back, we're going to stay back there. So find a spot that works for you. Belly pulling in, now just the arms. We serve our platter forward. Bring it in. You can let the elbows come behind you. And it's as if you're shaving off the side of your ribs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale for length, you pull your belly in. Exhale, pull it in more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it out on 1. Little circles with the arms. Make sure that there's more weight of your upper body behind your pelvis, right? Ribs behind the hips. Reverse your circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round up. You go right back into those little half roll downs while I get this off because I'm already up. Just going down again to your point where you feel your abs work to keep you there. And then exhale back up. Each time, that idea of kind of going underneath that low ceiling. 2 more. 1 more. We stay back here. And now we're just going to alternate the arms. Upper body doesn't move just yet anyway. Again, ribs behind your hips. And make sure you're not death gripping your weights, right? You've got a loose grip. And now take it slow. We're going to start to turn towards the bent elbow with the ribs. Center, other side. And as you do, take note if your knees are moving. I don't know if you can see black on black, but if your knees are moving, it just means the hips and pelvis are moving. We want to stabilize those as we mobilize the waist. It doesn't need to be fast. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more per side. Hold in center, reach the arms up. And with straight arms, straight-ish arms, little circles. Maybe get back another inch. Reverse your circles, make your back do the work. So it's not just the shoulders, plug them into the back. Reverse again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse 1 more time, maybe go back 1 more inch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Butterfly the knees and just round over the legs for a moment. Maybe a little shoulder wiggle. And I'm going to position myself because now we're going to do our full roll down. So legs are straight. Dig your heels down and glue your legs together. We'll use the weights. We'll make it a little bit nicer and a little bit meaner at the same time. So just start with them kind of a little 90 degrees. Curl your tail under, round it down. At the bottom, let's allow the arms to go overhead, but try to keep your ribs down so we're not flaring the rib cage up. Arms come up, nod the chin, exhale, peel yourself up, dive over the legs, stack up to tall. We'll kick the arms straight. Again, make sure they're not here. Plug them into your back. Curl your tail under. Lengthen your heels forward as you roll away from them. Arms reach back without the shoulders creeping up. Arms come forward. Nod the chin. Feel like you're trying to dive through your arms. Pull your abs up and over your thighs. Stack up to tall. 2 more slow. Roll it down. Open up. Arms come back, nod the chin. If you want it more aggressive, you keep your arms higher by your ears. And right back. Last one. Make sure I can see my feet are wanting to come together, that they're parallel. See, if you were to stamp your feet on the wall in front of you, you would see your whole foot, not just the pinky edge. Big inhale, let the ribs open up on this one. And as the arms come forward, close your ribs, round up. Dive forward, lift the belly. Roll it back. This time now we're just going halfway, or an angle that works for you, or you should feel that's going on in your belly. Turn the palms up. We've got our platter. Serve it forward. Bring it in. You're pressing your arms from your back. So think of that spot right between your shoulder blades, where the arms kind of connect when you're in the womb. That's where you start from. So it's not about the hands moving, not about the elbows. It's coming from your back. And as you press away, pull your abs in tighter for 5, 4, 3, 2. We stay up on 1, back an inch, pause, up an inch, pause. If the arms get aggressive, bring them into prayer. Makes it a little more aggressive on the abs though. Let the heels be heavy, the back of the knees heavy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Butterfly the legs and hang over them. You can set your weights off to the side for now. We're going to come back up to standing. So towards the back edge of your mat. Let's find the feet hip width and parallel. Big inhale, arms come up, let the ribs open up. Arms come down, nod the chin, soften the knees, walk it out. We're in a plank. Hands right under the shoulders. Squeeze your bottom. And then we walk it right back in. Soften the knees, let the head heavy, roll it up. Arms come up. Round it down, soften, walk it out. We find it, we hold it. Elbows are soft. We're pushing the floor away. And then we're right back up. Let's just pick up the pace so we won't move the arms up and down. 3 counts to roll down. 3, 2, 1. 3 steps of the hands. 3, 2, 1. We hold. 3, 2, 1. Walk it in. 3, 2, 1. Up. 3, 2, 1. Down. 3, 2, 1. Step, step, step. Hold, hold, hold. Plant, plant, plant. Roll it up. 2 more times. Rolling it down for 3. Stepping out, out, out. Hold. Walk it in, roll it up. I don't know what I just said. Let's make this the last one. We're gonna stay there. 3, 2, 1. Step, step, step. So set yourself up in your best plank. Heels are still hip width. And I want your heels reaching back. So we're not forward, they're pulling back. Hands right under the shoulders. Soft elbows. And then we don't sink down, we push the floor away. Crown of your head is being pulled forward. And we just breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, child's pose. The wider your knees, the more you're going to get in your hips here. The narrower, the more you'll stretch your low back. 1 more breath. And then we'll come right back out into our plank. So we're going to kind of do some of our ab series here. Bring the legs all the way together. As if we're doing our single leg stretch. Pull one knee in, reach it back. So it's like a mountain climber, but I want you to think of your single leg stretch. So one leg is going one way, the other the other. So knee forward, heel back. Inhale when you reset, exhale to pull it in. For 4, push the mat away more. 3, 2, One more per side. Knees down, child's pose. Bracelet, okay. So that was our single leg stretch. We can do our double leg stretch. So hands back into the shoulders. One leg at a time goes back. This time feet are hip width. We're gonna step our left foot in and our right foot in. So we're in a little hover in our tabletop. Left foot back, right foot back. And then we alternate right in, right back, left back. Left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. If this gets aggressive on your wrist, you can always come up onto your fists or come down to your forearms, but we're almost out of this. Let's get 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your plank, pike your hips up, and let's walk it in. Soften the knees, just hang for a second, let the head drop. Roll it all the way up to toe. A couple of big shoulder rolls. Whew, and we're gonna do a little more standing work. So, feet hip width and parallel. Hands on the hips. There we go. And we're just gonna find a little squat. You can always bring your hands into prayer. Again, if you got knee stuff, doesn't need to be big. Sometimes you can find so much work happening through your glutes when it's small, when you find that idea of like a rubber band from the back of your knee to your glute, and you're stretching that rubber band and then you resist it from snapping in. Find that resistance to come up. If you've got nothing going on with your knees, go as low as it feels right for you, as long as the knees aren't going past the toes. So this is just part 1. We'll get another 4, 3, 2, on 1. Now as we come up, we kind of shift our weight to the right leg. Left leg goes out to the side. We plant it, squat, opposite leg. Whew, that was a cheating one. So try not to throw it up like I did. It comes up slow. Sit it down, stand it up. So again, you can always just skip the big squat in the middle. You can do no squat in the middle. Do you. You can reach the arms. I like to kind of have them on the hips. You will move your hips a little bit, but you're trying to not make it a crazy movement of the hips or the upper body. Should feel that lateral line of your leg fire to stabilize you. Now let's just pick up the pace. Down and up and down and up. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale. Four. Just getting some heat going through the body. 3, 2. We're gonna lift our left leg and keep it lifted. So find your balance. You can always lower the foot for a sec, square it off. And then we tap and lift. Try and keep the leg really parallel. It'll definitely want to turn out, but I want you to try and keep it parallel. So the kneecap shines straight ahead. Ideally shoulders over hips, but there's probably a good chance you're going to lean a little bit. Try to eliminate as much of the lean as possible. Standing leg is soft and it is grounding down. You push the floor down to lift up out of this right waist. In 4, we're going to keep it lifted. 3, 2, keep it lifted, little pulses up, up, soften the knee. You can always use a chair or a wall. This is my better leg. So on the other side, it's not gonna look like this. And now let's draw some circles. Make your accent the up, up. 4, they're like the size of a, I don't know, grapefruit. Ooh, 3, 2, 1, reverse, up, up. You should feel lots of stuff going on in your stabilizing leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to our squat. Other leg, squat. Do a few more of these before we go to the right. Well, I'm all over the place now. So when you start to get kind of all wobbly, come back to your center. Tighten through your waist. Draw your belly up. That'll always help you find the midline, which will help balance you. Next time the right leg goes up, we're gonna keep it up. Let's kind of just find our little kickstand for a sec. Square it off, standing leg is soft, and we lift and tap. Try to bring it slow to the floor. Parallel the leg again, and we're not sinking over into our left hip. We're lifted up and out of it. Chest is lifting and opening, but the ribs are drawing down. 4, 3, 2, next one. It's gonna stay lifted. Little lift, lift. Hopefully feeling it in that left side glute. 4, we'll circle in 3, 2, 1. Exhale on the up of the circle. Whew. Can always, if you cheat, use the wall, or put your toe down in between the circle. Reverse. Whew. I said it's a cheat. It's not a cheat, especially if it helps you keep your form right. So it would be a cheat if we were here, right? But if you're just using it to keep yourself aligned, then go for it. 3, 2, 1. One more set. This will be shorter. Sit it down, reach it away. Let's get 6, 5. Try and lead with the heel. That'll help keep you parallel. 4, whoa. 3, 2, and 1. I think we gotta do one more on the right side to even out. There you go. Then just shake it on out. We'll do a little upper body before we get back to the mat. So we're gonna grab our weights. You can always do these without the weights as well. I did them in class yesterday without weights and still felt the burn. So start with your legs in parallel. Roll your weight back so you can use your thigh bones to find your Pilates B. We'll bring the heads of the weights together. Lift your chest up and tuck the tail. Then we resist the weights up, push them down. As the arms come up, the shoulders do not. So we don't want this happening. Think of a little pulley system. Shoulders go down to bring the arms up. Or rather, your shoulder blades are melting down. And then on the way down, I always think of this as like, I think it's old fashioned, but when they had like the dynamite thing and you push it down, but it's really hard. So create the tension on the down. Don't let the arms just kind of go with gravity. Push that dynamite thing down. If you want even more of a balance challenge, you can always do this up in a small little releve with the heels lifted but glued together. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels down if they were up. Oh, you're going to turn the palms so they're facing up. Again, we've got a soft grip, so not a death grip. Roll the chest open, serve your arms. They're going out at like a 45-degree angle. And then elbows slightly behind the body. If they come too far, ribs are going to flare out, right? So we don't want that. And just slightly. Resist it in. Feel your shoulder blades draw apart, and then they draw together. So again, it's about your back doing the work. If, again, you want that balance challenge, find your releve. Doesn't need to be a high forced arch, just an inch or so. For 4, 3, squeeze the inner thighs. 2, let's find halfway and then just out an inch, in an inch, out an inch, in an inch. Keep growing taller through the crown of your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it in, lower the arms down, roll the shoulders back. We're gonna find our hug a tree. So arms come up, think about chest height or more like nipple height. So elbows are soft. We inhale to open, exhale, close. As you close, think of the whole sides of the waist wrapping in, even the hips are wrapping in. Everything is coming in towards your midline. Maybe add your balance again. And then hug a tree is always easy to make it about your chest. I want this about your back. So kind of really zone in, kind of in your mind's eye, see your back, feel your shoulder blades expand, and then they narrow. They broaden apart, they hug towards each other for a 4. If this feels in your neck, if you get necky, bring the arms lower. 3, 2, and 1, lower it down. Just 2 more. Roll the shoulders back. And then we'll bring the arms straight up. They're shoulder height, just super basic bicep curls. If you want to add a little more leg work while you're here, you can always come out into a wide second, and you're holding in your plie. So you got options. And then let's start to alternate. Switch, switch. Go all the way to straight. And your elbow stays the height of your shoulder, so it's not lowering down, right? Like it's resting on a table. So either in your low, wide plie, or with straight legs. Let's get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more per side. Straighten them out, lower it down, roll the shoulders back. We'll take our weights with us and we're gonna lie down on our backs. Find a little bridge series with some triceps. So feet hip width and parallel. We'll start, actually let's start with the arms down. We'll do a couple nice articulated bridges. So try to relax everything. No tension in your glutes, no tension in your hip flexors. Arms are long. And then find your glutes, squeeze your bottom to tuck your tail, and then release it. So we're not using the low back to move the spine, it's your glutes squeezing. And then the front of your hips elongating to bring you back to neutral. Squeeze to tuck, lengthen back to neutral. 3. Try to even release the abs, so the abs aren't even doing the work. Make your butt do the work. 2. We'll stay in our tuck, keep squeezing your bottom and slowly peel up 1 vertebra at a time until you find that nice long line. Well, your 1 line from kneecap to hip to shoulder. Reach your thigh bones forward and pull your heels towards you. Soften the ribs down and maybe walk the fingertips another inch forward. Then let's slowly articulate through our upper back, middle, big tuck, lower back. Finally release that tuck. Maybe go into an over-exaggerated arch in the back if that feels nice. And then imprint the low back because you squeeze your bottom and peel back up. Stretch the thighs forward and keep stretching them forward as you melt down. We'll do that 1 more time and we stay up when we get there. Squeeze the bottom, peel up, and grab your weights. We'll start with the arms up right over the shoulders and little skull crushers. So weights are coming down towards your ears, but we'll stop them about 90 degrees. So you can still read the bottom of your weights or cans or whatever you've got. Make sure that your knees are not collapsing in. So sometimes it's helpful if you just kind of check yourself out that your knees haven't started to wobble, that you haven't shifted over to one side. And every time you straighten, squeeze the back of your arms. Try to keep the wrists really straight. They tend to want to kind of break at the top. So you want to think of knuckles to the ceiling, knuckles to the wall behind you. They sort of lead the way. We're going to add a little hinge at the hips. So as the elbows bend, hips lower to a hover, lift as the arms straighten. Everything down, everything up. Inhale, exhale, drive through your heels. Now imagine you're holding like a grapefruit between your knees. Keep a little gentle squeeze of your grapefruit. So your inner thighs are helping to support your stability. And on the way down, you're trying to reach your hips a little further towards your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2. We stay lifted on 1. Just the arms, we're going to alternate them. Let the shoulders soften down. If your knees are bothering you, you can always lower the hips all the way down and just do the arms. Let's get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to full range with the hips and the arms. Keep pulling your heels towards you to really find your hamstrings. And make the lowering down of your bum just as important as the lifting. So on the down, really reach your hips and tail forward and squeeze your seat. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to stay up on 1. Soften the arms like we're doing our huggetry, but we're lying down. Inhale, open. Exhale together. Or I guess this would be a chest fly as well. But we'll stick with huggetry. Lift the hips high without the ribs lifting. 5, 4. On the way down, feel your chest kind of broaden and then broaden it even more on the up. So we're trying to separate the space in between each pectoral muscle as we come up. 3, 2, 1. Bonus, open them wide, little pulses up, up. Maybe we pulse the hips too, why not? 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten everything, roll the spine down first. Bring the arms down, hug the knees in, little rock side to side. And then rock your way up. Move the weights. I think we're done with them, but don't hold me to that. You're gonna grab your towel or sliders or whatever you have for your extension. I've got just a medium-sized towel. I'm gonna fold it long ways in half. And then you run it towards one edge of your mat. And when you lie down, you want your arms extended out so that you've got some space. So the heel of your hand is on your towel or your sliders or paper towels, whatever you got. You can rest your forehead down. I'm gonna keep mine up just for a sec so you can hear me. Legs open about hip width. And if you can, think of internally rotating your thighs. So you'd be pigeon-toed, and that's just gonna help open the low back. Curl your tail under so there's no compression of the low back, and pull your belly button from the mat. Slide the shoulders down, and then start sliding the shoulders down so much that the arms come up, and we're just gonna lift up till our lowest rib is still on the mat. Think of widening the towel east to west, then lengthen right back down. So tail stays tucked under the whole time, otherwise we're just gonna compress the low back. Nobody wants that. Slide the shoulders down, that lowest bottom rib stays down as you reach your heart forward, like you're trying to Care Bear stare, shine your heart through the wall in front of you. And back down. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, the Care Bear stare. I think it came from their belly, but we're gonna take it from our heart. Reach up. And lengthen down. Now this next one, if it feels right for you, we're gonna come up a little bit higher. So once we find that spot first, maybe we press and we come up higher as long as the tail stays tucked, so we're not compressing. And reach the crown of your head even further down, like someone's got that string pulling you down. Let's do that 3 more times. Each time stretching the towel apart east to west to roll the shoulders open and back down. 2 more. Lift your low belly up from the mat. And the second you do that too, that extra tightening of your low belly, it's gonna help close your ribs. We're gonna stay up on this one, so come to a height where You feel good here. Chest is reaching. And then we're gonna bend the elbows. Doesn't have to be big. Straighten them out. You can always walk your hands in a little narrow if that felt too wide. But your triceps should be kind of screaming at you. Elbows are pointing straight to your hips. Tail is tucked. You're pressing your pubic bone down towards the floor. And the whole time, reach your heart forward. 5, 4, low belly up. 3, 2, 1, lower it down. Whew. And then we're gonna do a little single arm. So as we move, if the single arm is not feeling right in your body, go back to the double. We'll start with 2 hands, however. They're shoulder width. Press it out. So we're gonna lift up again, maybe just slightly higher than that bottom rib. And at the top, your weight goes to the left hand. Your right hand comes up as high as you can without shifting to the right. And then you lower everything down. We come back up, weight shifts to the right, left arm comes up, and we lower everything down. Inhale to come up just because you're lengthening your spine up. And down. Try and keep both hip points anchored down evenly. Let's do that one more time per side. Lift, extend the spine. Lengthen down on the way. Last one. Low belly pulls up. And reach it down. Push back into a little child's pose. And maybe the knees a little bit narrower to get more into your low back. You want to feel like you're curling your tail under. Get as round as you can and push the floor away with the heels of your hands. And then come on up. We'll do this part quick. I only got 7 minutes left. So I'm going to fold my towel in half again. Just going to get a little mermaid before we get some side body. So this is my right shin and knee behind me, and then left leg forward in our half lotus. Both hips are square as can be. Left hand on your towel, your slider, right arm out. Press it out, big side body stretch up and over. To feel it more, drive your right hip down. Lengthen here. But we don't collapse here, we're like I was. We lift up, reach, and then bring it in, little counter stretch to the other side. One more time. Press it out, reach, and back up into the counter stretch. And then you can just move that to the other side, but we're going to stay on the side for a sec. So we'll come down to our forearm, elbow right under the shoulder. Bottom leg will stay bent in. Top leg reaches long. And then make sure your bottom waist is lifted so we're not collapsed. We're super supported. Both sides of the waist are even. Top hand to the hip or the mat. And we just lift and tap the top leg. The foot, I could really care less what the foot does because you want to lift from the very, very top of your thigh bone. If you lift with the foot, it kind of takes it out of your glute. Think of the top of the thigh bone and you squeeze when you lift. And it's not high because if you come up too high, then you're going to collapse down. So it's wherever you can stay lifted. And then don't do what I do here. Have your head as an extension of the spine. So your head should be sideways like your body. We're going to add on here in 3, 2, 1. We lower the foot. And we're just going to lift up into a kind of a very modified side plank. We lower down, lift the leg. Lift and down. If you want this more aggressive, bottom leg can go to straight. You lift and you're in that full forearm plank. Go to your version that feels right for you. For 5, 4, 3. Make sure that left shoulder is not coming forward. Roll it down and back. This one, we're going to stay lifted. Little pulses up, up for 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Just one more thing on this side. Bottom leg, you can bend it in. If this gets aggressive on your shoulder, can always come down, lie down on your bicep. Otherwise, we're up here, pushing down to lift up. And then we're gonna bring our leg forward, up and back, up and forward, kind of this big rainbow. But your rainbow is only as big as we don't collapse. So really supported. Sometimes it's nice to take your hand and wrap it around your under waist so you can kind of give that yourself that tactile cue that you would get in class, like an instructor would come and bring their forearm up so you'd lift off of them. So you can do it for yourself, and then it's kind of nice to feel that engagement. Accent the up. Let's get 4, 3, 2. And when we leave it forward, turn it in, so internally rotate and little lifts to finish. 8. Push the floor away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend it in. One little counter stretch. Other side. We'll set up in our mermaid situation. Both hips as even as they will allow. Make sure the right hand isn't behind you. It's slightly in front of your hips. Other one out. Reach up to go over. Left hip gets heavier. And exhale back up into your counter. One more. Reach. And up. And then slide that towel away. Well, we're coming down to our forearm. I feel like I forgot something, but it'll come to me if I did. So bottom leg stays bent in for this first part. Push your elbow down and lift your spine up. Find that long line. And then we lift and tap. Crown of the head right on the spine. Maybe find that tactile feedback for yourself already. Check that your kneecap is looking straight ahead. And squeeze right where your hamstring and booty meet and right to that side, that glute meet every time you lift. In 4, we're gonna add our hip lift. 3, 2, and 1. Hips come up, they go down, leg comes up. If you did the full plank, bottom leg is extended. Leg up, press up. Lift, lift. Whoa, lift. Squeeze the thighs together when you rise up into your plank. 5, 4, oh, I'm all over the place. 3, 2, we're gonna lift the hips up and keep them lifted. Little pulses up, like someone kind of pushing your bottom hip up to the ceiling. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Bottom knee comes in. Again, push the floor away. Make sure your elbow hasn't creeped away from you. And then we'll draw rainbows up and forward, up and back. And then take note. So in my body, I can feel this definitely is my more limited range. And I've got some funky overextension in this hip. So just be aware, does this one feel easier, harder? Can you move more? Can you move less? Just kind of using all these different movements to take a picture of your body so you're more aware of what you do. And then the more aware you are, the more you can help to fix all those imbalances. 4, 3, push the floor away more. 2, we're gonna hold it forward, little lifts to finish. Internally rotate, so kneecap is looking downward. Push the mat away. 6, 4, find the lift. 3, 2, 1, bring it in. Counter stretch. Oh, that feels so good. And then we'll come into a little tabletop to bring us into standing. So start with your knees right under your hips, hands under the shoulders. Let me position myself. And then left leg steps back, Right leg back. Elbows are soft. Crown of the head is reaching. We're holding here for just about 20 seconds. Pull your heels back and the crown of your head forward. Roll the shoulder heads open. Squeeze your inner thighs even though they're apart. And scoop your low belly up for 8. Push the floor way more for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up to the sky. Walk your hands in to meet the feet. And hang heavy while you're there. Knees are soft. Maybe shrug the shoulders a few times. Keep your knees soft and your weight forward in the toes. Let's take 10 counts to roll up. So really drop the head. We roll up for 10. 9, press your pelvis forward. 7, you're pulling your waist back. 5, 4, lift your ribs off your hips. 3, 2, hips over heels, shoulders over hips, head up on 1. 3, big shoulder rolls to the back. 1, big inhale, soften the knees, reach the arms down, and then uplift the chest, lift the face. And see how slowly you can press the arms down as you realign the head on the spine, lifting your inner thighs up, pelvic floor up, low belly up, chest up, head up. Oh, and we are done. Unmute you guys and